How is it going, everyone? I am Klepto Unicorn, and today I thought we'd take a little look at the Marian Reforms mechanic in Total War Rome Remastered. So the Marian Reforms give you access to a few extra units. You can see these by looking at custom battles, if we'll load that up. And you can see when you start the game as Rome, you will have access to your Town Watch, your Hastati, your Principes, as well as your Triarii. That's your three basic units, and they form the crux of the triplex axes formation used by Rome pre-Marian Reforms. Once you have done the Marian Reforms, you're going to get access to stuff like your Auxilia, you get your early legionary cohorts, praetorian cohorts, etc. You get some new cavalry as well in the form of Roman cavalry that will replace your equites, which is always quite nice. You do also get a boosted Roman general. You get your Roman armor general. Again, quite nice, bit more staying power and such. Today, I want to take a look at a little bit of a cheese that we can use to rush the Marian Reforms early. Historically, they happened in 107 BC, but we can get them happening as quick as 35 turns. So before you load up any campaign, there's a few settings you're going to want to tweak. The first one is down here in the settings menu and in graphics settings. You want to load your advanced graphics menu. Now the top 4 sections up here are irrelevant. Have these on whatever you want, doesn't really matter. I've got them turned down for purposes of recording, if we need to fight battles, etc. But this one down at the bottom, unit scale, you want to clock this one all the way up to extreme. This is going to give units the larger size that you can, again, you can see these in the custom battles. So you get like your 201 in your legionary cohorts, but most importantly for this exploit, you get 300 men in a peasant unit. The other one you're going to want to change is an Imperial campaign. Again, just up at the top you've got the little cogs, and you've got a series of different options here. Now you can toggle all of these between classic and remastered, so it's stuff like the unit balancing, the AI improvements, and the battles. The one you want to look at for this exploit is population cost. By putting population cost in remastered, it won't matter what size your unit is. You always get like a basic, I think it's 40 men that will return to the settlement when they're disbanded. However, if you toggle it into classic, it will put however many men you have in that unit back into the settlement. And that is how we're going to boost the settlement growth as fast as we can. Okay, so now we've seen the cheat way of doing it. How was I doing it? And I was actually able to hit the Marian Reforms without any cheats on turn 35. So I've only attempted this as the Julii. I don't know if this is going to be faster on the Scipii or the Brutii. However, what you're going to want to do with the Diplomat, it's not really the end of the world where he goes. Where is my spy, actually? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take the larger of the two armies over to Segesta. And this one is coming up here. And what you want to do is you want to shoot as early as possible for Patavium. The reason being, if we load up the settlement details for Arretium, you're looking at a base farming level of 3.5% and farm upgrades currently taking that to 0.5. Now in Patavium, we'll have to wait till we capture it, but you're going to see that the base farming level in Patavium is naturally higher because of where it is. You can actually see this by holding shift. You can see that Etruria is a high fertility rate, whereas Patavium is a very high base farming rate. Next step you're going to want to do is, over in Arminium, start recruiting as many peasants as you can. With the boat, you want to hug the Italian coast and come all the way down. And then over in Arretium, we can also already start producing peasants. We'll quickly take Segesta. Oh, wrong key. So we'll quickly take Segesta. We're going to auto-resolve this because we don't need to fight this. And this is why it doesn't matter where you're really sitting in terms of graphics performance, because you can run extreme battles on an auto-resolve very easily. Now, You can speed the process up slightly by enslaving anywhere you capture. This is obviously going to spread that settlement's population out into the rest. However, I'm going to occupy it to try and keep the 900 men in here. I'm going to quickly fix my units so that they're all full bar one. And over in Segestica, we are going to build the governor's house. And building-wise elsewhere, I find that it's very useful to continue to boost the growth elsewhere as well. So that's normally the shrine to Ceres or Keres. I'm not quite sure how that's supposed to be said. Senate mission successful, so we got 5 grand there. Apologies, I just smacked my microphone. We're not going to trade rights with these guys unless we're going to request they give me Patavium. And we will offer them as much other stuff as we can. However, yeah, they're not going to bother. It's fine. We don't need. Now, there should be an army over here. There's my spy. Okay, so it doesn't look like the army came across. That's fine. We're not going to declare war this turn. We're just going to come straight there. There's the army. Another way you can recruit troops a little bit quicker for pulling this exploit off is as long as you have a general in the army. Let's just have a look. Have a look at what mercenaries are available. What we got here? A couple of peasants. And then let me just grab these 2 Hastati to go. I'll resolve that. It's going to get rid of them. Come back. Construction wise, we just want to prioritize in Arminium now. Get yourself the port. This will become very useful on the off chance that this boat here gets caught by one of the rebel fleets, which happens to me pretty often. Going to keep the recruitment going. Construction wise, I just want to prioritize, like I said, the temple buildings for the growth. And where we already have temple buildings, we want to start prioritizing stuff like farmland. And what I'll do is I'm going to skip ahead. For once we've caught Patavium, we're going to have a look at the growth and such. Okay, so we now have Patavium under our control, so we're going to occupy it. Now, the bit I was alluding to in the settlement details, so Patavium's base farm level is at 7% already. Couple that with the buildings boosting it by half. So now we have Patavium. What we want to do is first of all repair the wall, and that is going to be in case the Gauls come after us. Now what I'm going to try and do next time is we are going to try and send the diplomat down to gain a peace treaty with them. It doesn't always work. The Gauls do get pretty upset. And again, we're going to build that shrine to Ceres to try and boost our growth even further in Patavium. The more growth we can get in Patavium, the better. Now that we have the available settlement, we're going to start bringing all of our peasants, as soon as they're recruited, over to this port settlement right here. And this is going to allow us to start ferrying them from here up to Patavium without having to go round in case the Gauls decide not to go to peace with us. We're going to continue building all the growth buildings that we can, so let me just double check what's needing doing. We'll go for the trader, because the trader does give a 0.5% population growth boost. And that's that there. Kind of expected as much from Gaul. Thought they might come in and try and take that settlement. We got a bunch of warband. I'm actually going to fight this, so we'll rejoin after I've fought this. Hopefully we can defend here. If not, we'll start to pick some troops to go over and defend. Okay, so unfortunately we did lose the Segesta settlement. Now that is honestly not the end of the world, because what we can do in Arretium is actually stop the production of our peasants just for a few more turns. Let's just nip over here. And we can start work on producing some Hastati. So we're going to go with 4 blocks. We've got 2 there already. The remainders can just carry on. Moving to here. We don't have a ship ready just yet. Move our ship up. And in Patavium we have a nice little defense force already. What we're going to do in Patavium is just build ourselves, or repair the muster field, and at the same time we're going to build some more temples, I think is going to be the way to do it. You're building, good. Right, let's just end the turn. And what we'll do is we'll skip through until something else major happens. Okay, so we now have a nice selection of peasants. We're going to move them over to Patavium. And this is where the true cheese of this comes in. So the 300 men in this peasant unit, as soon as we disband them, we're going to go from 3,710 men all the way up to 4,000. And this is how you can really boost settlement growth. Couple that with the fact that we're running on the extreme unit size, and you can see exactly why pushing the unit size up as high as we can is important. It is also why doing the population growth toggle to classic is equally important. Now, one thing I did find through testing this exploit is you do not want to push the settlement number here, the population number, much higher than what you've got as your upgrade marker. If you ramp it up a silly amount, you're going to find yourself under pressure with plague and such. Now we're at 6,000, we can come into the growth panel. We're going to take 3 turns just to build that, and we're going to send the ship back to Araminum and just continue sailing these guys over. Now, we do have the Segesta under siege. I'm going to wait till we've got it. I'm just going to auto-resolve that one. I do not like fighting general units. But I have a spare governor now. I'm going to bring him down to, what's this, Tarentum. I find that down here I can get the most amount of mercenaries. And we're just going to start moving him through, probably to Capua, up through Rome, and back up. The reason being, we can get mercenaries. Disbanding mercenaries has the exact same effect as what we are already looking for. And we're going to put you back on peasant recruitment. Our diplomat, we have found the Germanic tribe. We're going to go say hello to them. And with my spy, I actually want to bring him back down. The goal initially is to take Segesta and Mediolanum, and we can put a small army at this river crossing here. A small army at this river crossing here. A small army in the mountains, and a small army here. This is going to allow me to defend myself from all sides. Although I don't think I'll need this one just here. So again, we'll be back when something major update. Okay, so we jumped ahead a little bit. We now have our Governor's Palace built, so we are nearly there. The next goal is to hit 12,000 men, so we're going to ship some more peasants over. Just start once again, kicking each of them out, one by one. The other buildings that you're going to want to pay attention to when doing this little cheese is to build these health buildings, the likes of the sewers. It's really going to help, especially with you ramping up your settlement numbers as quickly as you are, to combat any forms of plague. So again, we're going to keep moving these peasants over. And we're actually going to hold off on recruiting any more peasants just for a little bit from Arretium, and we're going to allow this place to recover, because each time you recruit one, you are also taking away from the available pool of men. We're going to bring this guy over, and this guy as well is going to come down. We're going to try and save Segesta again. They're coming back at me. They really don't like the fact that I have this settlement. And we'll just end the turn. Speed through. Okay, so they're going to come after them. Auto-resolve should win that. Yep. Good. So now we're going to take both stacks here. Can we get any more mercenaries? Yes, we can. We can get some cavalry. Good, 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 good. And once again, just build all the rams. My army down here in Rome, I don't think there's anything that we can pick up. There is not. So we're going to now bring these guys to the front to hold this line here. I think that's going to be it for a little bit again. Let's just jump over here. Yeah, you're now recovering. And growth for the farms. Growth is happening through that. And in Segesta, growth is happening there. Patavium has currently finished its building. So once again, I'm going to focus on that growth. And it is all about growth for this. Now, you do fail a lot of Senate missions doing this, unfortunately, but there's nothing that you can really do about that unless you want to not rush for the Marian Reforms and you want to take it a little bit slower. But again, we'll hop forward to the next major event. Right, so we're now at the position where we should have enough men between what is currently moving to the city and its natural growth. So we're just going to try and run through this as fast as possible. Now let's start disbanding people. Yeah, we only need another just under 100, so we'll have this next turn. See if I can get it this turn, though. Yes! And then the last step, let's build that. It's going to take 6 turns. Means I can actually take all the units and stick them over here because we don't need them. There we have it. Turn 30 and we have the Marian Reforms, so that is in 256 BC. But it's the easiest and the fastest way to trigger the Marian Reforms, allowing you to access the upper tier of Roman infantry and Roman cavalry. But now I've done this, I want to set all of you guys a challenge. I want to see if somebody can beat turn 30 without cheats. So I'm going to specify that, no using the command shell. If you found this video helpful, then please consider dropping a like, share the video out with any other Roman generals so that they can reach the reforms quicker than their friends. Don't forget, Rome Remastered is going to drop on the 29th, so if you do attempt the challenge that I've set you, please screenshot and send it to me on Twitter, post it on the Facebook page, wherever. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you guys next time.